What's going on, guys? Sunday morning. It's great. Everyone's sleeping. I'm trying to get some shit done. So I went ahead and I'm trying to mock up this wastegate. So I'm trying to do something like this. I need to get more of an angle, and then open it and do that. But I'm just kind of doing my preliminary rounds. But I'm planning to go like that and then have this guy come somewhere there and then just shoot out the bottom. So it's fairly decent. I wanted to get it on this bend, but I don't have too much room between here. And then if I were to extend the pipe all the way down, then the wastegate has the possibility of hitting speed bumps. So that's like the best kind of angle. So I'll do that, come out, and we'll see how it comes. I mean, it comes out fine. It's pretty straightforward, but I mean, it's pretty cool. At least I got a decent cut. So all right, so I took out the feed to el tubo out. I went and I cut an angle like that, and I wanted to get like a really long angle, so I get more surface area or opening area to bleed out. So I ended up like I said, cutting an angle like that. I'm gonna go ahead and trace that out, then cut that out, and then basically weld it in, and do that. I think, I'm trying to think if I should. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll weld the V-band on here first because it'll be easier, and then I'll weld that to here, and then after that she's done, just to make the dump tube. But that's gonna be like, I guess where it's open, it's just gonna come down like that or something. Basically, when I get it on the car, we'll see. So all right, so that's gonna be my mocking. Oops, that's there. I got a little bit of filler, but I got wide filler that I can fill it up. At least I have it. It sucks because I didn't have like a nice cutter per se. I know this one guy, the Fabricator series, he had made one with a hole saw, and show you how to do pie cuts, especially for cutting these for, what's that shit called, between piping and whatever. But anyhow, that's it. And then this is my hole. As you can see, I'm using ordinary tools to get what I need, but with perseverance comes over. So I mean, like, I'm not too worried because it's metal. I can fill it up, but at least I got pretty decent things. So once I bead that up, we should be good. I gotta weld on this guy real quick, and then we shall be good to go. Alright, so I went and I got this thing put on. Oh, this is a bitch in here to do that. I don't even want to show you guys. Shit looks, but I mean, here I actually have started getting good, but I came back over and did, because I had some little pinholes, so I was just kind of scared that maybe it would come out. But I mean, like, coming up, that's what we're gonna see from the car. I'm about to put it back on and then test fit it, and hopefully it's good. I mean, I had a lot of play with this wastegate being out, but I mean, if not, I could always just chop this and extend that piece if I need to, or do whatever. But I know I had like nice wiggle room around, so let's go put this up. Alrighty, so I just this is the dump tube, and damn, your boy's getting a little bit decent, better than the other shit that I just did. But you know what, this was small area. I didn't have to fill up holes and shit. Using a 3/32 rod, filler rod with I don't know, whatever, but tungsten. I mean, that was kind of where I had to start and stop. But for the most part, pretty decent. Good heat. You don't see you see the discoloration there. I probably could have went a little bit what do you call it, lower in temp, maybe about 2 more amps. I think I was welding about 42 amps, but at least I got it. So we'll see. If I could just do this all the time, then I'd be, you know, on point. But you know, it comes with practice. So maybe when I build a next car or do something, I might get, and you see there's some, you know, good penetration. But all right, let's test this bad boy. All right, so this is what I'm working with. Great thing about V-band, you know, this thing just moves. But I was trying to do a thing here, but now I got some concern. Underneath the car, you know, it's like I kind of wanted it shooting. I was thinking about, you know, putting, oh sorry, little side exit coming out. But I feel, you know, I definitely got to do something like that. I don't want this heat to come out and possibly heat up, you know, the brakes or anything, because you know that. So it's either I do this, think about just cutting this and then flipping it, and then that will point it down a little bit. That's like my easiest route to go. I've always liked coming out here to this, you know, side exit over here. The only issue with that, I'll need to put a little flex pipe, you know, there. So then I would like to, you know, like bolt this end, you know, something, but I don't think I'm gonna do that either. Right now, I'm probably just gonna cheap out and just, like I said, cut this here, flip that pipe, so then it just comes down and it's shooting towards the ground, and you know, kind of like underneath that heat shield or something, you know. That'll be fine. I think that'll be better than, you know, coming and shooting towards the brakes. That's my biggest thing. I mean, it probably won't do anything there either, but you know, always trying to play this shit safe. So I will cut this here, flip the pipe, let it just kind of drop down, and then do the next. Hopefully I can do another good weld. All right, so you already seen that top. All right, and here goes how I got it shooting out now. So you know, coming from the car, so at least that'll come down. It's not low enough to hit the you know, the floor, speed bump, or some, you know, crazy shit. So that's pretty, you know, straightforward. And then looking at it, you know, like from up there, so good V bands and all that jazz. So fireballs, well, really not fireballs, but you know, you might see some orange stuff coming from underneath my car when I'm in full boost. So hopefully this you know, design that I got, you know, that's a nice opening, ugly welds, but you know, it's coming out. Hopefully it will be able to regulate this HX. That's pretty much it. Right now I'm probably going, you know, mount everything back, put my radiator back on and stuff, and you know, that's what's up. So at least you'll see that. So it's coming together, hopefully. Waiting for Black Friday, guys. I need to save up some more money. Trying to order, you know, ECU. That's a big thing, is getting ECU, because I know DIY does a lot of Black Friday deals. So I'm gonna order that. I still need to get some injectors. I'm looking at 50 Motorsports. I'm having kind of a dilemma with these injectors, because I don't, you know, Dutch Works, Fuel Injector Clinic, like, you know, the fucking IDs, everything's like 1200, and you know what I mean, I'm not in competition. I mean, it's only because I want to go with this high impedance injector so I can see, you know, I just want to play with it. But if it's gonna run me that much, I'm like, fuck that, bro. I could pick me up some Bosch, you know, 1600 cc's like I had on the KA. I think I paid like 300 or something for a set. So yeah, maybe I can get some again for 4. I don't know, whatever. You know, it's definitely so. And then I could put that extra money towards something else, like a freaking drive shaft. Yeah, this is you know, and that's one thing I kind of decided right now I'm gonna be content with, you know, like around 550 stock block. The torque on these things is, you know, fucking crazy. I'm hoping that, let's say I do race against, say, 2J or 1J, making, you know, like the same power, that I will see the torque, you know, that extra half liter be the difference, in terms of, you know, like taking off the line or whatnot. You know, that's it. And then maybe for your other guys too, just to explain, I love dumping the wastegate out. I don't care about recirculating it back in. This is, you know, of course, a weekend car. Yeah, cops, you know, whatever. But I mean, if I'm gonna be, even if I'm freaking, you know, going wide open throttle with it recirculated, it's still gonna be, you know, I guess either fast or loud or whatever the case. But one of my main reasons why I like dumping this is because instead of running it back into the exhaust, which is going to be on the top, what do you call it, that it then is still going to try pushing out whatever I'm trying to bleed off and whatever else is inside the exhaust. And it's a possibility that, you know, I won't be able to bleed off as much. You know, fluid dynamics, you know, whatever the case, it's, you know, something I've never went to school for, but I always, you know, look at air sort of like water. You know, it's realistically, it's all the same in terms of molecules. Yes, there are some differences in terms of, you know, when temperature happens, you know, Boyle's law and all these other, you know, scientific terms, but you know, all of it's like, you know, flowing. Like there's this one Bruce Lee thing he says, talking about like flowing water, you know, like some shit. But I understand what he's saying, and that's how I visualize when I'm looking at how air is gonna flow, you know, because it's gonna be coming out and it's like a water and then go there. And then, you know, if that opens, since this has restriction over here, naturally it's going to be easier for that to let out. So that's why when you look at manufacturer setups or directions or recommendations for turbo setups, they should, you know, come like in a slant or whatever the case. A real ideal is where if you have one going this way, one going that way, like how I wanted to do it over here. I just didn't have enough room right here on this elbow. If I were to be able to put that and then come out, then that would have been nice. But I didn't have enough room underneath the car or whatever. But, you know, this should work just fine. This is a 44 millimeter wastegate. So, you know, hopefully that shall do what I need. I think it has a 14-pound spring. Hopefully I'm not over, you know, 550 with that. I mean, you know, with that, I feel with that I might be around like 400 with that 40-pound spring and that HX 52, but never can tell. Because then I remember a long time ago, this guy on KAT, he had a, oh Lord, I think he had like a 70 millimeter turbo, and at 14 pounds, he was pushing like, no, it wasn't 70 millimeter. I think it was a 67. I don't know. Regardless of what, 14 pounds, and he was pushing like 500 or something. I can't remember. You know, but it's just the whole thing when you look at turbos and you're talking about turbos. You know, a car may be pushing 10 pounds here and another one there, but if, you know, it's real negligible because, you know, the turbines is what you need to look, or not turbines, well, turbine plays into that too, but that's a different thing. But the compressor housing, you know, how much pounds per minute does it push? So, you know, 10 PSI coming out of a little T28 compared to 10 PSI coming out of a HX52 is going to be two different, you know, volumes of air coming into the motor. And of course, you know, more air into the motor, more fuel, reduced timing or retard timing. That's a big thing people need to learn. What do you call it? You know, you're going to make more power. And that's one thing that I'm really going to like about this setup is, you know, hopefully I got it breathing well. These I believe are 10.5 to 1 compression pistons. I know they're 10, maybe 10-1, 10.5 to 1, I don't know. So I'm gonna run in some spark plug 8 coils on this. I don't know, I'm just curious to see what she's gonna do. I know it's gonna be nice because this motor for stock, it's got a nice, you know, torque curve it should, you know, respond well. Just on top, this shit's gonna wake up. But I need to figure out what this VVT does on top, or if it's more on the bottom, or what. Man, VVT. Yeah, VVT. No. Yeah, VVT. Sorry. VVL's variable valve lift. And of course, you know, these are just timing. There's no you know, extra lobes like B16s or B18s or whatever you want to call it. But Hondas were, you know, obviously notorious for that because it went from a 232 cam to probably, let's say, like a 258 or something, you know. Rather, you know, here, like in our cars, what I opt to do is just run 264s straight up, you know. Yeah, you're going to probably lose a little bit on the bottom end, you know, and that's the thing, you know, when you start degreeing cams, you could change the characteristics of a motor so well. So, you know, I don't know. I'm just rambling, kind of just, you know, spitting out some knowledge. Not probably good knowledge, but at least you guys can, you know, possibly go read, get interested, and, you know, catch up onto it. But for all in all, this is what's up. I'm about to put back the radiator, the turbo, get her mounted back up, get my exhaust back. I know that everything here is good. I just know, no, on the pipe that's on the other side, I need to kind of grind out the inside, because what I tried doing was welding inside the V-band. You know, I didn't really know. And it just, you know, it made the diameter a little smaller, so I'll just grind that shit out. But, alright guys. Hey.